Hey everyone, it's Cathy Zielske. Welcome back to my channel and the craft/dining room. You found yourself at another installment of New Stamps? Now what? The only web series wherein a middle-aged crafter, that's me, takes a set of stamps I've never used and I use them. We're gonna take some twists, some turns. We're gonna avoid complete disaster. Will we end up with a hot mess? You'll have to stick around to find out. New Stamps Now What? Coming up next. Here's a look at the new stamps that I'm going to be using today. This is a small little set called Spread Your Wings from My Favorite Things Stamp. Little butterflies, all-purpose greetings, and there are coordinating dies. I feel like you can do anything with butterflies. It's kind of the all-purpose insect, if you will. But I also have this die, and this is kind of cool. This is called Hexagon Pops. Oh, Pops? Yep. And it's two pieces, so you can have this pattern or this pattern. I kind of have an idea that may or may not work. And if you haven't already seen by my nails, I am going to give an homage to the purples. Well, I am going to use a pink today as well, but again, purple, I have nothing against, but oftentimes I forget about it. So we're going to dedicate this to purple. And because of that, I have a purple blender brush, but I'm also going to be using this little set of, let me see if I can pop this off, this little set of finger brushes. And what's kind of cute about them is they are a brush, and I haven't used the purple one yet, so this is going to be kind of fun, just for getting small areas. And it's just this cute little set that snaps together, stores inside a tube. Kind of pretty too. I've also got some embossing ink. I'll use Versamark today, and my fine detail white Simon powder, because I'm going to do a little emboss resist with the butterflies. So let's see what happens with these new stamps and dies. Now what? Got a piece of Neenah Solar White Classic Crest in the 110-pound weight. And I think I'm going to stamp all, well, do I want to do all three? No, I don't want to do all three. Did I mention that math is not my strong suit? I don't want to do all four. What I want to do is I want to do three. So we're going to put one here, and one here. And why three? Well, three is a magic number. Well, that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to pick these up, nice and sticky here. And because they're new and I haven't used them, I'm going to just rub over the stamp. Love this. And there's other ways you can do. I mean, people like to take Versamark or any embossing ink and stamp on it and rub that off to condition. You know, whatever floats your boat. But the thing is, they will get better over time, right? The more you use photopolymer stamps, the better they get. All right, are we in the corner? We're in the corner. I'm going to take a little embossing magic here and just, you know, just run it over. Great tool. A powder tool is such a game changer. If you've ever had trouble with embossing and powder sticks everywhere, that is why. Today I'm going to use Versamark because my Simon pad that I use a lot is a little dry. So we're going to ink you guys up here. Make sure this is in the corner. Bring this down, and then I'm going to grab my Debbie tool based on the Chucky that Gina K introduced to the world. Just lets me apply nice even pressure and also just lets my hand glide. Oh, loving the glide, right? This up. You know, I don't think I need to do this again because I feel like that stamped impression is going to be really good. So I'm going to take the white powder and just sprinkle it on here. Let that sit for a second. Someone asked me in a comment the other day here on my channel, why do you let it sit? I guess I saw Jennifer McGuire do it, but really it just gives it a chance to really adhere to the powder. I think if you're too quick, right? What if you go so quickly that you accidentally knock it off? But look at that. That looks pretty good, right? Now I'll set that aside, right? Get my little jar right there. Tap, tap gently. I lose powder sometimes doing this, but you know what? It's totally fine. Most of it goes right back in the jar. And this is just an easy way for me to do this. And then I take one of my mini Swiffer cloths. Another thing I learned from Jennifer. Who here hasn't learned from Jennifer? The woman's amazing. Get my heat tool nice and hot, and we'll melt the powder. You'll know it's done when it's, well, let's see, we're gonna get it shiny. See that shine? Beautiful. I love this little pad from Simon Says Stamp, this Positively Everything tool. I know they were a hot seller, and if they are out of stock, they'll be back in stock, but it's this all-purpose tool, and what's kind of cool, you can put an Oxide pad or any ink pad, and when you're using it and inking it up, it just kind of helps it to hold in place, which I think is kind of cool. This is where I'm going to use these little guys. I'm going to have to cover up my beautiful nail polish, but I'm going to use the purple and I'm going to use the pink. Now I feel like I've used, maybe this was the color I used, but here's what I'm going to do just in case. If I'm using brushes, I'll just take a paper towel and clean it off. Now this, most of the time, I keep certain brushes for oxides or pigment inks and certain brushes for the dye inks, right? Because I don't really want to mix and match, but all I'm going to do here, I'm just going to tap it up lightly. Now I have to go kind of slow here because what I want to do is just want to have a butterfly that has a little pink in it, right? And this is what I like about these because they're small, right? I'm going to just come in like that. And I'm going to encompass the whole butterfly because I want to be able to have that outline, once it's die cut, also have color. Down here, so simple. Just an easy bit of color. Let's get a little more up there. Darken that guy up a little. All right. And I'm trying to save room for 3 colors, so we'll see. Now I'm going to take that same paper towel and just kind of go over like that, wipe wet pools. It doesn't look bad at all. And I'm going to move on to the Wilted Violet because Wilted Violet is a little brighter, I think, than Seedless Preserves. So, let's get that. All right. Let's see how that looks. All right, looks pretty good. And I'm going to do the same thing here. Bring this in and go over like this. Just blend it. You know how the oxides are. They're creamy and dreamy. Hey, that rhymes, and it's true. Creamy and dreamy. That's the thing too. If you have issues with ink blending and you think I'm never going to get this down, you could try the oxides, right? You could go the oxide route. I think they are more forgiving for sure. And I certainly, when I was first working on ink blending, I had much more luck with the oxides. But then once I got blender brushes, I just got better at all of it. It just took some time. It takes a little time. Cleaning this off because I'm going to move on to the Seedless Preserves. Oh, look at that. Now, see, this is a totally different color, right? Trust me. We're going to come in from the outside. I think it's going to be just fine. All right. Like that. Coming on in. Coming on in like that. Okay. I might give a little more of the Wilted Violet there in the center. All right. Get you there because you're little. All right. Hello, purple butterflies. Wiping you off. There you go. As soon as you see it show up the way you need it to show up, you're good to go. And now I'll just blend right into the middle like that for a little overlap. That one, I'm just going to kind of do that a little like that. I'm going to wipe. I'm going to show you one other little trick you can do, which is a new trick for me. Learned it from a friend named Daniel Diaz. And it's another way to get a little more color off. I keep a blender tool just for this, and all I'm going to do is spray a little Ultra Clean on the brush, or on the foam, excuse me. It's a foam, boop, just a little. And then I'm going to just kind of dab it off because I don't want it to affect the oxide. So if you go really lightly, see that there? We're just going to go really lightly. It's going to clean a little more of that ink off of the butterfly. Look at how nice and bright that gets compared to the second one. It's subtle, I'll grant you that. But if you feel like your ink isn't quite lifting off the stamped image, try that trick with your stamp cleaner. Works like a charm. So I took my little wire cutters and I cut these two pieces apart because I'm not sure which one I'm going to use yet. And actually I want to show you a little trick. If you break them apart, there's a little nub sometimes on one side and you can file that off, or you can just get in really close and twist, and they come off pretty well. I try to remember to do this with my dies the first time I cut them apart, just so that, see that? Just so that I don't bleed on my projects with little pokies. So the idea is going to be this. I'm going to cut a panel, and that panel then is going to pop up on a card base, and I'm going to ink blend onto the card base. But what I don't know is, and let's grab our butterflies here. What I don't know yet is, do I want the larger hex pattern, or, because I want my butterflies to cascade down. I thought this would be a really pretty minimal design, to have this die cut and then the ink color behind it. Yeah. Okay, let's try that. I think we're good. Yeah, that's good. Okay, pop you on and cut. And what we will emerge with is a lovely panel that has holes in it. As I like to call it, a holy panel. So let's gently, oh good, look at that. That didn't leave any mark at all. And there we have a panel with holes in it. I do have a plan. So let's move on. While we're at it with the die cut machine, I'm gonna cut out my butterflies here real quick, just so I have them ready to go. And here we go. I hope I have them lined up well. Oh, there's one. There's another, and there's a third. So we have our three pretty butterflies, right? Very simple, very monochromatic, and we're ready to move on. So I'm going to do my card base here, and what I was going to do was fold the card and ink blend down, but I just came up with a different idea that I think could be more fun, and you're going to have to tell me in the comments, what if I took a piece of purple glitter cardstock and put it behind? Number one, it's so much cleaner, right? And monochromatic, and kind of makes the butterflies pop. So I actually think that's what I'm gonna do. So let's score our card base. Bring in my trusty, or is it trusty or trusted? See, I feel like it's both. Like colloquial use is trusty, but I think it's trusted, right? Because I trust it, I don't know. I mean, if I'm going all in, though, on purple, that's where I started to think, wouldn't that be fun? Okay, getting ahead of myself here. Look at that. So the beautiful part is I just need, well, like literally half an inch. Maybe I'll do 3/4 of an inch just because I am going to pop the panel up. So let's come in here. How do I measure that if I go... I think I'll go all the way to there, like that, and that will give me what I need. Cut. Oh, where'd you go there? There we go. And that's going to fit behind here perfectly, right? Okay. And then the next thing I need to do is, instead of have it be 5 1/2, we'll just go, yeah, 5 1/8. Or I don't know what that, oh, don't slip there. Also, I'm so embarrassed about how often I say the word ope. Did you know that I am not from Minnesota, but I sound more Minnesotan than my husband? Just want to make sure that I put this on in the perfect position. I think what I'll do here is just hold it here. So I'm going to take some dot runner and go like that. Right? Make sure that I get a good coating on the dot runner. What else? Get you lined up there, get you lined up there. Oh no, that is not perfect. You see that? That's what, okay. I need to make sure that when I pop this little guy down, it's going to stay where it needs to stay. Let's try that again. Get you there. All right. about a wire. Yep. I know there's probably other ways I could have done that. Let's get you up. And this can come out because I don't need, oh, that's a little high though. Look at that. That's the general look for my panel. Now here's what I can't decide. I think it could be pretty to emboss in silver, but the problem is when you've got purple in the background already, that, you know, the purple glitter, that might not work as well. So I thought about just stamping the greeting in Hot Mama from Simon Says Stamp. I think I'm going to do Have a Beautiful Day. You know, why not have, and now is that going to work in there though? And that's just it. Now do I think I need to actually do it on a panel? I think this would be better with Spread Your Wings. Okay, these are the issues that come up while I am doing new stamps. Now what? But I like the idea of Spread Your Wings. Okay, that's better. But now the question is, does it look better to have the bigger one at the bottom? Like that. What do we think? Is that the way we want to go and have Spread Your Wings be it? Because I still like this. Now I'm not sure. Again, I'm going to ask you to tell me in the comments below because you never know if you're making a horrible mistake. But for some reason, I think I like this in the other configuration. So let's do that. Yeah, it looks a little crooked. Really do need it to be straight. When you have a super minimal thing like this, how does that look? Get my head in there. Yeah, it's pretty good. All right, we're picking you up. We're getting the butterflies out of the way for now. Now, I might do a sample on a piece of cardstock first. Sometimes I do this, right? I'll just get a piece of scratch paper. Another tool. I have two of these. This is the Nicole. I don't know what happened. Oh, the Debbie was upside down. And then I'll stamp it. Oh, I think this is a perfect color. It's so funny because Hot Mama is like this perfect purpley color. Oh yeah, right? Because look at that. Look at the matchy. That's fantastic. Okay, so I'll take the Hot Mama, make sure this is pushed into the corner, ink up my stamp really well, press. Nice even pressure. I'm going to stamp it one more time just to give it the perfect, because I don't want to smush it down too hard. I don't want to press too hard. I want it to be just right. Look at that. Spread your wings. Lovely. I want to pop this up, but I don't want it too popped up. So I'm going to use this crafty, I think it's called crafty tape. It's a thinner dimension. Okay, so you're going to get some dimension, but it's definitely thinner. And so what's kind of nice about that is you can have, you know, less bulk in your card. So I'm just going to line that up and go pop. And then I will see here, get that on the back on that side. So I'm, you know, focusing on the dimension that needs to go on either side of my strip. I think I cleared that there. And then I'll just work my way across. Ooh, doesn't have to be perfect, but just enough to support the entire card panel. All right. Perfect. Now here's a little hot tip for you. I use my Score Buddy for many things. And one of the things that I use it for is lining up panels on top of other panels or card bases, because I'm just not that good eyeballing it. Also, this is the stickiest tape. Okay. So what I'm going to do here to get this lined up, I'm going to be very careful because of how sticky that is. Push this right into the corner. Like, oh my gosh, it's sticking to my fingernails. Push it into the corner. Pop this up at the top and in the side, and that will allow me to create, and I think I got it off a little bit. Well, so much for my perfect card. I'm going to have to trim some of that off. Fear not, we're going to do it. Mama doesn't like to have little bits. Let's come out here so you can see what I'm doing. There we go. All right, ready to, well, I could go on the side too. You can always do this, right? If you get it a little off, don't be afraid to just remedy the situation. And actually, does it need to come in a little more? I think so. Let's get you in there. Press and firm cuts, firm cuts, firm cuts. And then I got to do it on the other side too because I completely mucked this up. There we go. All right. Saved the day. Holy crap, that was scary. Okay. I'm having a change of heart. When I started to reposition the butterflies and I had the 3 and I took the 3rd away, I felt like this was stronger. And sometimes that's going to happen when you're designing, right? Sometimes little happy accidents or mistakes. When you're doing a clean and simple design, when you take something away, sit with it for a second, look at it and say to yourself, I think I can work with this. And here's the thing. Let me grab my liquid glue because I'm going to take the backers off. There's a great marriage is what brings us together today. There's a great quote from Saint Antoine de Exupéry. I don't know how to pronounce his name, and I wish I did, because he said many things. But one of the great things he said was, great design has been achieved not when you can't add any more, but when you can't take any more away. And that's kind of the key to clean and simple design, is the subtraction of elements and knowing when to just take it off and sit with it for a second. And you know, have you ever done this when you're making a card? And by the way, I'm doing this so I have a little more wiggle room when I place it. Have you ever done had something laid out, you're not sure about it, walk away, right? Just walk away. Don't force it, right? Just walk away and come back. Look at that. That's a nice positioning. I want them to be straight. Walk away and come back. And if you like it when you come back, great. And if you don't like it when you come back, great. But at least you aren't going on an impulse. Now, is this an impulse? Well, it was an impulse before I started recording. And I thought to myself, I think this is what we need to do. And so it is. Because when I make a card, this is obviously me crafting and having fun and whatever, but it's also, for me, an expression of design. And I want to make sure that what I am doing makes my eye feel good. So we're going to place this in right there. Come on now, wiggle in. Oh, that's so cute. Isn't that cute now? I feel like that's the ticket. That is what we wanted, right? And now I can do this on another card. Like I could do that, the hexagon pattern going across the 3 and stick this in the center with a little greeting. I could, do another greeting like that. This doesn't go to waste, but these, right? Wow. Now, should we add a little shine? Because you know what that means. Actually, I think for this, I'm going to do, also, little hot tip. These pen blades, and I don't know where my green, I have a 3-pack. Actually, I'll show you the green one, which is the one I normally use. These are just so all-purpose, right? And I use them for everything, but part of the reason my nails are able to grow, and granted, they're a little long right now, I'm not going to lie, is because I don't use my nails for anything. Nope. I make sure that I use them appropriately. So here's what we're going to do. We're just going to, grab a few of these confettis in different sizes, right? We're going to kind of go like that. Get some of the little ones down here. Love the little ones. I love a set that has multiple sizes, because if you have the multiple sizes, then you can create like a rhythm, a size rhythm. That's what I like to call it. Let's get you up here. Let's get you up here, one there, and then maybe just one little guy at the very top. Like that, just to create a little cascade. And maybe that's just up there like that. Just, just a little more shine. Or, yeah, because then it's going across and it's, it's creating the cascade. And, I could come in closer there like that, and like that, and like that. That. Tuck. Takes time. Oh my goodness, this video is already so long. Okay, you are tucked there. I think that's going to be beautiful. Let's make it work. Pick up and come on out. Don't go too much. Boop. Oh. Boop. Fantastic. Pick you up and slide you under. Boop. So good. This is the Crystal Katana. I've used another tool in here, but this is the original Crystal Katana. This thing is the bomb. Boop. And there we go. That is the finished card project for today. Well, it took a while to get there, right? But you know, sometimes it's going to take a little while to get there. And sometimes you don't know where you're going to end up. And this is one idea, right? And that's the thing. When you start with, where is my little stamp set? Little tiny stamp sets like this, don't sleep on them, because you can do so many things with a tiny stamp set, especially if you're just getting into stamping and you think, well, I don't want to spend too much money. Famous last words. But like a small stamp set with all-purpose images and greetings is such a great way to go, because this is one card. The have a beautiful day or wishing you happiness could be a beautiful birthday card. Again, one color scheme, one idea. That's our new Stamps Now What for the latest installment. Thanks so much for watching today. I would love to have you become a subscriber to my YouTube channel. And if you do subscribe, be sure to hit the gray bell below the video so that you don't miss the next time I post. Here are a couple other videos that you might be interested in watching. Thanks so much and have a great day.